Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to Monster Tamer News, the segment on this channel where we go over the past week's developments in the world of monster taming. Now, we got an extremely spicy week, which includes, but is certainly not limited to, what looks to be the release date for Digimon Survive. Some are speculating this date could be a placeholder, whilst others are saying, yes, this is the true date, so we're going to touch on that a bit. We also got the confirmation of Pokemon Presents taking place this week, a new Soul Hacker sequel, which is SMT related, by the way, for those that don't know, Monster Crown making its way to consoles, and a whole lot more. That said, make sure to sit back, relax, and let's dive right in. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about this Digimon news. So essentially what's going on is a Japanese Amazon site has listed Digimon Survive as having a June 30th release date. This is significant for two reasons. One, because this is potentially the release date, but on the other hand, some people are saying that this might be just a Q2 placeholder, which I also speculated. But if that's the case, that means at worst it's coming out June 30th, at best it'd be coming out even sooner. I do think that the Amazon information is definitely credible, but we won't be able to say 100% until the date is official via Bandai's announcement. On that note, there was also a new trailer for Digimon Con, which is playing on screen right now. This event is happening on February 26th at 8 p.m. EST, and I'm not going to dabble too much into it because we did do a separate video going over all of this information, but they did showcase some classic Digimon games, which could be indicative of something related to that. We also got a tiny bit of Digimon Survive footage, which more or less confirms it's being showcased. And we also got a full schedule, which showcases the fact that the con is going to be 6 hours long. And unfortunately for me, I'm literally working during the whole thing. So I'm going to be checking in on my breaks, but I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty salty. Okay, so an SMT spin-off game has been confirmed and is supposed to be a sequel to Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, a game which came out in 1997 and received a 3DS remake in 2013. The title will be coming out for PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X, and just by looking at the visuals, I can tell it's a radical difference from the originals, which I have actually seen a little bit of controversy over. So for those that have played the original, in the comment section, please let me know, what is it about the new game that upsets you? Is it like the art style, the direction? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm genuinely curious to know what the community's thoughts are behind it. I haven't played the original, but definitely plan to, so that's why I'm asking. From someone who hasn't played the original, I think it looks pretty cool. And what's even more interesting is that it's actually coming in August, which is pretty soon. I'm going to be picking up the 3DS version of the original beforehand so I can get a feel for it either way, but I'm really excited for another SMT-like experience after playing SMT 5. Now, speaking of Soul Hackers, we recently got a new trailer for an indie title inspired by the original Soul Hackers called Mirrored Soul, a game that I have mentioned a couple times at this point. For those that don't know, it's essentially set in a world where you play as a detective who finds themselves on the other side of what I'm assuming is like a mirror realm of sorts, and in this world, you can tame and utilize monsters in combat. The game is going to have over 200 monsters available, tons of optional content, a story-driven narrative, and as expected from any SMT-inspired game, fusion mechanics. I'm definitely planning a Monster Tamer showcase for this game soon. I think it works out perfectly with the Soul Hackers announcement, so definitely check out this game's Steam page, linked below. Okay, so Pokemon Presents finally got confirmed, as if we didn't already know it was happening. It's going to be taking place at 6 a.m. EST on February 27th, which is pretty standard. They're trying to get it so it's the same day worldwide. That said, I'll be home from work at 4:30 a.m. EST, so I can stream this one. So make sure to subscribe so you get notified for when we go live. Anyway, there's been a lot of rumors about what this direct could be showing off. Some are saying it could be that elusive third Sword and Shield DLC we've seen. Some are saying it could be a Legends DLC. And there's also a lot of buzz around it potentially being Generation 9 because Sword and Shield came out in 2019. It's 2022. Generations seem to only be lasting about 3 years now, so that's also very plausible. We won't know for sure until the day, so definitely stay tuned. The Guild of Dragons, a dragon taming settlement builder, just went live on Kickstarter and is already fully funded. We talked about the game's Kickstarter in our recent Monster Tamer showcase for it, which will be linked below, but basically there's a lot of city management features and open world to explore. Your choices will actually have consequences in the game, so even if you're acting in good faith, you can end up upsetting certain people, and that'll have effects on your settlement. There's also a rival faction in the form of the Drab Collective, who you're going to have to be bumping heads with, and all of this takes place in this medieval fantasy world. The Kickstarter will be linked below if you want to check it out. Looks like it could be pretty interesting. Nuumonsters, a turn-based monster taming RPG that we have covered quite a bit on the channel, recently had its 1-year anniversary since its early access launch. As of such, the dev put out a huge update. I'm just going to list off some of the first few features that have been added. Quest and story system finished, complete with cutscenes, side quests, quest trackers, and all that fun stuff. First few quests have already been working with more to come ASAP. Blueberry Bay has been officially finished with never-before-seen sprites and animations in almost every corner of the city, all new menus, whip out your smartphone and use your keyboard to navigate, all menus now have full gamepad and keyboard support, recreated all trainers, bringing new sprites, teams, first-time encounters, and much more. Honestly, if you take a look at the screen here, you can see the update is way bigger than the stuff I'm mentioning. I can't do it justice in this short segment. Definitely check out their Steam page. The game is really shaping up in my opinion. All right, guys, so we still have more news, but we're heading over to the rapid fire segment of today's video where we touch on the updates that don't require lengthy explanations. Firstly, I wanted to give another shout out to Ento Drive that's now in full access on Steam. I'm definitely a bit backlogged, but I really want to sink my teeth into it again now that it's fully out. Prying to the Void is now fully funded on Kickstarter. It'll be linked below. Siralim Ultimate is now on iOS, making it available for both mobile platforms. Monster Crown is now officially out for PS4 and Xbox One. We got 2 new Monster Sanctuary monsters for the upcoming free DLC, the first being this epic dino Rampede, and the second being a Rumatail. The Fog World dev put out a new devlog discussing the 3 major archetypes for monsters in the game, being supports, tanks, and damage dealers. Definitely an interesting read. You can check it out on the Fog World itch.io page. We got a new 1-minute clip for Ascentures, which discusses the battle system. Basically, the game doesn't have a speed stat, it has action points. More frail monsters will have more of these points, while larger, tankier monsters will have less. We have a confirmation that Temtem will be Steam Deck friendly. Here we see a new monster for Fair and Night, being Cherubim. We got a new showcase for the potion system in Moonstone Island. Here we see the menu for disc creatures. Do note it will be available in English as well. We get a quick clip looking at the mines in Mythcaller, a new cleanse animation for Ploxmon, some Lioneth animations for Sky Climbers, and last but certainly not least, Gremlin's Tail showcased a new monster being Racelo, an electric and earth type inspired by the Tortoise and the Hare story. This is my new favorite Gremlins monster because it reminds me of the Mario Kart shells and it's epic. They also had a blog post about step forms, which are the game's shiny equivalent, which may warrant a video of its own in the future. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this week. There's a lot of interesting news, like Soul Hackers came out of nowhere. The Digimon Con's going to be a ton of fun. The Pokemon Presents looks like it's going to be pretty fun. Some games are now out on different consoles, and all in all, it's just been a good week. If you are a fan of monster taming, like I said before, definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to stay updated. I put out new videos every single day. You can also follow me on Twitter, GymLeaderEd, check out my Discord, my Patreon, all links below. Special thanks to our patrons, especially Dark Persona, Steel Case, and Jim Hamilton, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.